Hello and welcome of another game from round 3 of the DilliDalli Cup. And here we got Rienzilla and Adlermann, who are currently 1v1, so it's still very important for them if they can go 3v1 in this tourney. Perhaps if it's 5 rounds, can go 4v1, so still a chance. However, TheBlade and RikD are 0-2, looking for their first win. So perhaps this will be it. But of course, Adlermann, the longer Rienzilla and Adlermann play here on Forge Alliance Forever, the better they're going to get as they get used to the new system. So far, it looks like first land from everybody. We got the Cybern player, Adlermann, and UEF for Rienzilla. Looks like Rienzilla going first 3 land, second land from Adlermann as well. So not too much air at all. Not clear what RikD is going for. 2 first land from TheBlade. Civilians, of course, as we've been seeing on this map. This anti-air point defense here has a huge effect. It really makes a lot of these games land-based. And here, while I'm talking about civs, we see multiple hunters from Adlermann, and in every single game so far, he's been very good with these hunters putting pressure. RikD's running back. He's gonna run all the way back to the corner. You just gotta use some tanks to take care of this. He's gonna lose a mask extractor and a couple engineers. And 3 kills for RikD ACU. You can see here Rienzilla working on a couple factories, and when you already got 2 engineers here doing nothing, well, just sucking trees, might as well have them build your factories and use the ACU out in the battle. Blade going for a point defense. Point defense is this early, you gotta be aggressive with them. You gotta capture something like a point defense here would make sense, but here you're already giving up this part of the map. Adlermann rushing in, setting a manti in here into the pockets, gonna kill an engineer, a mask extractor as well. RikD trying to get more land factories going. He's still working on his second. We see 3 land factories for Adlermann. It looks like once again a whole bunch of artillery for TheBlade. In general, and this actually takes quite a bit of time for people to figure out, tanks is the unit you want to make. You want to make nearly 100% tanks. Some people never even make artillery unless they see a point defense. And that's really the way you want to go, because you'll find yourself losing against equals numbers of Tech 1 units when you have more artillery than the other player. Against AN it might be debatable, but Seraphim, Cybern, and UEF go straight up tanks. Adlermann now pushing up with 4 kills. RikD 12 kills. Getting his 3rd land factory, plan is 4th. TheBlade with a point defense creep sideways. This has been completely given over to Rienzilla. He has made radar. Very nice position for a radar for Rienzilla. He's got total view of Blade's base. He does see these point defenses. Now he's going to scout. So, see exactly what's going on. It looks like he's actually going to help his ally with a couple of units against RikD, and RikD, actually both allies helping out here. However, if these were Auroras, this would be a very formidable force at this point. RikD having to retreat all the way into his base, and that's his factories that should be making his units. He's down to really 1 factory. TheBlade has a whole bunch of factories, but they're making artillery. And it doesn't look like it'll be a first victory for RikD and TheBlade in this one. And Adlermann and Rienzilla should go 2-1. So that round 4 is going to be extremely important for Rienzilla and Adlermann. We'll see who they get to play. Adlermann helping himself to a little bit of mass. 240 mass. RikD self-destructs. Point defense is taken out. Actually, yeah, Rienzilla here with the gun. That's probably how he took out the point defenses. Now the tanks are going to rush in, and they won't even really get hit by the arty. TheBlade with 11 kills, and Rienzilla 20. Looks like he's gonna do it himself. We see here RikD trying to rebuild, but some gestures now from Adlermann. Take 2 point defense, unfortunate. Nice chunk of mass now for Adlermann. Rienzilla 28 kills. TheBlade down to 4,000 health. More tanks rushing in, going after power. TheBlade actually had a good base. He was doing nearly everything correctly except his point defenses were very passive, and he made artillery. Otherwise, he had good stuff. There goes RikD. And TheBlade should be dying shortly. Here around minute 9. So hopefully people enjoyed this one.